Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a siege, and this is a Napoleonic War siege of a different kind. As you can see, this is not exactly, whoops-a-daisy, this is not exactly a normal map, as you can see. This is a siege, but more on a sort of sieging the coastal fort. So you can see here, coastal encampments of artillery. There's Major McConnor from the NR1. And plenty of troops, including... Oh! Cannons incoming. So you can see all of these guys, whose job basically is to fire from the trenches. They're not supposed to fire from anywhere but the trenches and not firing in a charge. Now, the only drawback is that it does provide them with cover, but not a huge amount. So, and I have to say, these things on the top of their heads doesn't help when it comes to actually aiming at them. So, then you have this beach area. As you can see, some obstacles, but not many. Now, what's got to happen is the opposing side then have to come charging in. Charging onto the beach here. Oh dear, a little bit of a team kill going on there. Rainbow George killing Fairy Tale. So, there's Rainbow George making his way out. So what they've got to do is they're going to make their way over from this jetty. Now, you can see, obviously, what they've got here is cannons and cannons and more cannons. So plenty of firepower from the British forces, and you can see here what they've got is a pretty distinctive push up the left hand side. Look at this, moving in line formation. Don't these guys look wonderful from the INR4, charging into battle. Oh, this is fantastic, led by Captain Alba from the 12E as well. They're charging in. You've got these guys defending from here. They could be waiting for the opportunity to stand up. It could be the situation they're waiting for. Oh, look at that fire coming in. Oh, it's a massacre. Oh, God, it's terrible. And now it looks like they're trying to clean out the area of the Prussians. Oh, dear. So, poor old Colonel Blucher has just unfortunately snuffed it. So I think it's fair to say that that charge up the beach by the Brits proved to be successful. Now, let me tell you about the teams. Obviously, on Prussia, we have the 6TE Guard, the 10IR, the NR1, AR NR1, and the 6TS, the DL3. Oh, so many people. And on the United Kingdom side, we have the IR NR4 and NR59, IR21 FER, 18TS, of course, the IR59, yeah, we've done them. Oh, yes, the IR21 FER, and the 12E LI. So, they're all in here. So, obviously, as you can see, lots of fun being had on this particular map. It's an interesting map to see. What's he doing behind there? So, I think Ty Bertley is digging for victory. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Now, the interest... Okay, well, he's not digging anymore. But you can see here that these guys have mortars. Now, well-aimed mortars can make a huge amount of difference. Now, you can see here the cannonball hits, comes bouncing over the top, and just absolutely mullers people who are in these trenches. Now, there you go. Colonel Blucher has successfully shot the ground. It will bother him no more. And you can now see, as they're moving in on the right-hand encampment here, they're trying to deal with the Brits who have managed to make it in. And it looks like now the Brits are going to have to do yet another attack. Now, there's going to be 4 rounds of this siege. Each side get 2 as attackers and 2 as defenders. So, plenty of fun still to come, although not necessarily for Val Sniper, who unsuccessfully made it off the beach. More of the 12i going in as well, as you can see. Led, of course, by Captain Alba. Dodging, this is where dodging skills in Napoleonic Wars comes to the fore. Oh, crikey, oh blimey, look at that. Explosion, look at all these Brits charging onto the beach. Doesn't it look wonderful? But they're also then charging under the combined firepower of the Prussians. Look at that, firing from the trenches. They're getting in here as quickly as they can. Sheer weight of numbers. There's no machine guns around when you need one. So you can now see these Prussians here trying to defend this mortar pit from the attacking Brits. They're going to be coming up the ramps, up the walls, over. It's like rats off a deserted sinking ship. Deserted? No, off a sinking ship, I should say. All piling in. And you can see there, Oaken Dane, one of the commanders of the skirmishers, out with his pistol. He's quickly reloading. And let's see how they get on. As you can see, the troopers trying to get in there. Loads of stabby goodness going in this mortar pit. As you can see now, oh, poor old Grenadier Wickle there, or Wilkie, unfortunately not making it out alive. Killian being killed. And who's this? Spaskov from the IR-21 FER. So it looks like these guys now... It's so rare to find somebody hit with a pistol. So you can... Oh, cannonball coming in from Dawn. Lovely shot there from the NR-59 artillery. So you can see here, because they've got mortars, they can drop a mortar literally right on the edge here. And as you can see, what happened, a well-aimed cannonball just comes bouncing through here and absolutely butchers tons of people. Now these guys, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, thanks for proving my point there, Bullet. And Bixie and Dyke as well, kind of proving the point by mullering loads of people as they ran across here. Now they're obviously trying to get all the Brits out of this mortar pit, but they are determined to defend it, as you can see, doing their best to try and defend it. You've got a few of the Prussians in there meleeing on people who aren't paying attention, like poor old recruit Marvin there got a bayonet in the face. Very unfortunate. So you can see them going in there and trying to clear out. Now the trouble is with these skirmishers is they don't have any bayonets, so they've got to rely on rifle butts, and it doesn't always go well for them. So here you go. The Prussians have now cleared out what remains of the British infantry. And unfortunately for them, timing-wise, more British infantry is arriving on the far left-hand side. Now, obviously, this is the 12E, of course, and they're moving in. Now, you can see that most of the weak area, as far as they can see, seems to be on the far left-hand side, as there is no real defences in this particular trench here. So, from their point of view, it's a definite good way for them to push up. Field Marshal Lieutenant Lorenzi from the IRNR4. And oh, look out, look out. Oh, he's blocking. Oh, look at that. His fine troopers, Siegfried. And, oh, the late departed Rex Croatorum, saving their commanding officer there with some nice melee work. So you can see this is essentially the boat trip that they've got to do. And Fabak, wow, lovely shot by Fabak there. Now, remember, obviously, you've got to remain seated at all times. Keep your hands within the boat for your own safety reasons. Obviously, health and safety in Napoleonic Wars was not really much of an issue, I have to say. Especially with the fact that people were shooting at you. Health and safety was not really a problem. Bullets were. But anyway. So over here, collection of skirmishers from the IR there. So there's them getting their feet wet. There we go. Landed on the beach. Out they hop. Except for Kamul, who's in the process of reloading. And these wonderful gentlemen, the Jaegers from the NR-59, making their way up. Now, obviously, they don't have to worry a lot about range, really. Oh, look at this. Musician Lefloche is in there. Oh, look at this, look at this. They always seem to kill the musicians, and this is quite a change to see the musician, the last man standing for the 12E. Oh, lovely stab by Lefloche there. Can he avoid it? He can. He avoids it, and he's going 3v1. Is this how... Oh, poor Lefloche. Was going clutch. That was a bit sad. Poor Lefloche. Musicians don't get enough love in this game. Oh, look at that cannon fire. Oh, my goodness. Bullet with a lovely triple kill. I bet he's up at the... Look at that. 12 and 0. And artillery, 11 and 0. Yeah. Yeah, you bunch of kill whores. So I see a few people having the odd bug here and there. So, you know, these things happen. Fusilier Consuales. Now, you can see here that the problem is for them is that these bunkers don't give them as much cover as they would like. Now, obviously, you look back here, these bunkers a little bit more, but still, they're not deep enough to provide any kind of serious cover, especially when a cannonball comes bouncing through. Oh, Madrick. Lovely stab, and then he dies to Oberst das Brot. So there we go. So now they've decided to keep quite a few of the troopers in here. You can see light infantry and Jaegers, and another lovely kill from Llama. You don't mess with the llamas, that's for damn sure. Oh, Dawn! Dawn! Oh my goodness! Oh, wow. That was fantastic. Dawn with a very evil shot there. So that's all very good. And poor old Jaeger Paul did not survive. And bullet again. God, you know what that is? That's this flipping mortars that are just absolutely barreling into this area. You see, look how many bodies are around here. And you've obviously got the likes of this here, Bombardier Mashk, who is trying to defeat those enemy. Now the question is, obviously it's a... Oh dear. And the mortar's in there ready to go. He's just got to touch it off. Oh, look out. Oh dear. Poor Oberst Tim did not survive. So it looks like Joker will have to go in there and do a little bit of stabby goodness, but unfortunately jumps right into the middle of loads of Brits. And, oh dear, unfortunately comes a cropper. So very unfortunate there. Few people AFK at the rear. Now, obviously, let's see how things are going. Here is a lovely flag. Isn't it lovely? So, here are the Prussians. Those lovely torpedo heads. I'd be worried having something like that and trying to... Oh. So, cannons coming in. Oh! Ho, ho, ho. Oh, Llama again. Right through that gap. Straight through multiple defenders. Beautiful shot. Oh, dear. That's very unfortunate. So, you've got this fellow up here who's trying to defend. Musician Gooper. Can he defend himself against this attack of the Prussian? Goes for a stab. One stab hits. But, unfortunately, becomes a cropper there. So, you can now see... Oh, more fire coming in from Bullet. What's going on over here? Oh, it's a Brit who's returning to the loving arms of his teammates to try and improve his chances of survivability by giving them more targets than just one to shoot at. Now, as you can see here, the mortar pit has been successfully taken. Oh, is that a Pfeiffer? Yes, it is. Oh, God. Look at that. Bixie with a lovely, or Bixie Wurst, maybe? Wurst? I'm not 100% certain, but lovely shot there. And yet more fire coming in. Look at this. Just bodies everywhere. And the trouble is, obviously, that's kind of where those mortar guys and cannon guys are focusing their fire. You still have this little fellow over here with one of his teammates, Vavolf and Captain Carbon from the Bay Artillery. So you can see now, yep. Yobor with the closest miss. Ah, see, after such a moment of luck, his luck had run out, and unfortunately he got stabbed in the face. So there we go, loads of battles and loads of fire coming in. There we go, we got standard line being set up there to try and oppress the... Oh dear, okay, maybe not all of them. Oh dear, to try and deal with the Prussians who are defending the central flag area. So you can see they've stolen one of the flags of the Brits. Another Mosquito being taken down by bullets yet again. Yeah, look at that. 18-0, 18-0, 15-0, 13-0, 12-0. And Bixie up the top there with 20-0. That's how you spot artillerymen on the scoreboard. Desert Eagle taken down as he's going in for a charge. Oh dear. Oh, that doesn't look... Black Wolf. Oh, who managed to grab a breath. So let's have a look at these cannoneers. There's Fabak from the NR-59. There's Bullet. Oh god, with a face like that, you would not want to mess with him. Down on the lower deck, I suppose you could say, there's Blizzard. And you've got Dawn as well. And you've also got Llama. Over on the nearer boat, let's have a look on the top deck. There is no one. On the lower deck, there is Bixie Wurst. Look at him. This is a man you don't want to mess with. That's some serious beardage going on. So the English are now landing on the beaches, making their way up jumping out of the boat and charging towards that central section. So let's see how they get on. Oh no! Rainbow George catching a bullet from one of the 1B. Riddick killing him with a nice headshot. So let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Let's see. These are the Prussians who are trying to defend the area. You can see quite a few Prussians are dead. And they're up against superior numbers of the Brits. This is not looking good. Oh, oh dear. Ah, Oberst Blücher. Oh, nice block, sir. Another nice block. Going in for a stab with the saber. Oh, good block there by... Oh, look at this. Oh, wasn't such a good block that time. But he's obviously got the disadvantage of less reach than his opponent. Because his... Oh, look at that. Nice turning attempt there. Oh, this is not going to go well for Blücher. As for that reason. Oh, poor old Blücher. Didn't stand a chance there. Got completely overwhelmed by numbers. So, let's see. There's Rex moving in. There's Drag Matthias in there as well. And Cookie as well. So, you can see. There we go. Look, oh, God. This is a sight to behold. Loads of Scotsmen running at you with pointy things and explosives. So, there are the Brits trying to take down this mortar pit, which is where the flag is located. So you can see here the Brits defending, sorry, the Brits attacking like mad, and the Austrians doing their best to defend, and there we go. It looks like a successful siege on behalf of the Brits. There we go. They have captured the seaside fort, and they can continue with their battle and their push into the main area. So, think about it, you know, it's just... This is the fort. This is the, what's the word? The beach fort you then have to deal with. So, we'll be back shortly with the next round. And so we return. Now, this is not as much a beach fort as it is an isolated island, as you can see. So, it's one of these floaty islands with lots of holes in the floor. Anyway. Mere details, as it is the focus of the beach battle that we are talking about here. So they have two mortars in the middle. These are fine opportunities for them to drop mortars right on the edge of the beach. Oh, goodness me, look at that fire. Look at this. Oh, cannonball fire coming in from the 6TE. Or into the 6TE, I should say. Look at that. Oberst Blücher, unfortunately, being shot as he's coming in for a attack. Look at all this here. Don't these fellows look wonderful? Okay, maybe not him. Well, not anymore. So you can see them all defending these guys with additional range at the rear. Cannon fire coming in. God, these guys are deadly with their cannon fire. Now, do they have anybody? Yeah, they've got a couple of guys up there. There's Yobor and McConnor, who are... I think maybe going for the area of the spawn or trying to take out the other cannons on the ships. So I need to see, because they're stationary, they can't really be sunk per se. But the guys can be killed on it. So you can see here the 18TS pushing up the beach. Rampant Scotsmen are on the loose. Look out, everyone. Field Marshal Lieutenant Lorenzi there, making his way up to the far right mortar pit. Defended by the NR1. There we go. The AR NR1. Oh, bullet! Bullet, 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 you evil, evil man. Look at that. That's just evil. So, another kill there. God damn it, man. Stop killing people. Brutal, brutal artillery skills here by the guys being displayed. So you can see now these Prussians trying to defend themselves against the attack of the likes of Schirra and teammates as they are... Oh, nice stab there by Emily into Schirra. And bullet. There we go. Bullet, unfortunately, with a few team kills. So, such is the life of an artilleryman. They're not so much teammates as they are alternative targets. So we shall now look, because this is where they focused all of their attention the previous time, and it's pretty much looks like what the Brits are doing again. Now, obviously, because they're all the same teams on this particular occasion, it means that they are going to sort of go for a tactic that worked, and this tactic definitely appeared to work. Oh, except for Black Wolf. It didn't really work for him. But to be honest, I think tactics are the least of his problems right now. As we are now looking at, look at that, cannon fire coming in, obviously. More stabby goodness occurring on the beach. When they should be, you know, sitting back and sipping a nice drink and making the most of the sun. But apparently not. Bayonets and bullets always tend to spoil your time at the beach. But never mind, these things happen. Oh. Don't know how that happened. Oh, Riddick was hiding there and managed to catch a cannonball. But never mind. Here are the torpedo heads, as you can see. So you can see there that it's not enough for them to stop a cannonball, per se. So they're still in danger of being hit by a cannonball. Exactly like that. Thank you, Blizzard, for proving that point. And also Becker as well. So you can see they fire low at the ground, bounces off the ground right in front of them, hits the area behind them, bounces over the top. So these bunkers are not really that helpful for stopping cannonballs. Bullets maybe a little bit of lower profile to shoot at as we watch the Scots charging up the beach. Except for Lorenzi, who just got shot in the chest. Poor Lorenzi. Oh dear, poor lad. And we are looking at this, of course, this mortar area being defended by Emily. Of course, you don't mess with a girl when she's looking at the mortars. Oh, nice kill there by Emily into Cola. And let's see what's going on as there's fighting. They're fighting on the beaches. Except it's actually the Brits who are attacking this time. So Corvin, lovely attack there. Look at that. Nice blocking going on between Corvin, who's his opponent, Orkan. Now, the trouble is now it's 2v1. How is he going to deal with it? He's going to deal with it by getting stabbed. So, unfortunately, poor old Corvin there. There was too many of them. And there we go. And a nice team kill from Consuales into Emily. Poor Emily. Oh, dear. Doing so well. And then taken down with a team kill. Happens all the time in this game, especially with the lovely fun that is the melee combat. So... And that's what I love about this game. Somebody gets shot and somebody turns around and is like, what was that? Oh, okay. So you can see now the Brits here, Jojo and Major Escaflowne, who is no longer flying. And you can see now, obviously, Fusilier rocking, Drummer Extraordinaire from the warm-up, who always seems to catch a cannonball with his face. And you can see Consuales there, recent team killer. And... let's see how this area is getting on. So this fort's doing okay. Bear in mind, there's still 12 minutes remaining, so there's still plenty of time. And I'm not seeing two boats of Brits coming out. Now, oh, look at that. Banana with a kill onto Blizzard on the ship. That definitely deserves a mention. Lovely shot with the mortar straight onto a ship. And killing the cannoneer. That's impressive, I have to say. So, who doesn't love a nice little boat trip? Obviously, in the middle of a war zone is probably not the best place for a holiday. But we are not going to quibble. We are not going to quibble, as they are... It's not... Why is the boat going backwards? Oh, God. This is not efficient boating, gentlemen. This is substandard boating. Attention, this boat is reversing. Attention, this boat is reversing. Please stand to one side. Okay, so that's going to be probably the best boat... Okay, what's going on with these two? Tizzy and Escaflowne. So they're making their way out. So more fire coming in. Didn't do him much good. But they are pushing over to the right-hand side. But they are coming under fire from the trenches by the torpedo heads, the 6 TE guards. There's Consuales moving in. Looks like they're rotating around to the left-hand side as Banana has found his range. Wonderful shot there, taking out Llama and Dawn. 2 first deaths for those artillerymen. And look at that. Goodness me. Oh, wow. Look at that. He planted it square in the middle. That's impressive. And he's trying to do it again. Cheeky bugger. In fact, it's such an explosion, it actually blew the cannons off the deck. And now they're currently hovering. So, never mind. So, let's see as we go back to... Oh, bit of close-up range fighting there. What's that horse doing here? Oh, it's a commanding officer. So, random commanding officer as Matthias then taking out multiple members of 6T and the 2nd KDG. KGD. Yeah, sorry if I said that wrong, guys. My apologies. So, the Prussians are defending as best they can against rampant British people. Because as everyone knows, British people are generally rampant. Can't be trusted. A lot of them. Well, okay, he can be trusted, but then, you know, being untrustworthy is the least of his issues right now. And his as well. Well, you know, green is obviously not your colour. So, more Brits attacking the left, or the rightmost mortar pit. Oh! Matthias, holy crap. That gentleman was a lovely shot, almost through that gap and taking out multiple members of the 10. Oh dear, that was a clutch shot there from the artillery. Beautiful stuff indeed. As you can now see, the Brits and the Austrians, sorry, Prussians, my apologies, now going toe-to-toe for bayonetti goodness. Oh dear. Poor old Oberst Blücher coming a cropper, getting shots, getting stabbed right in the head. Yet more Scottish people attacking. As Bullet also going for that area as well. A few Brits hiding there. There's Style and Master Rain. Oh dear. Achilles, unfortunately, does have a weakness. That being bullets. And there's Desert Eagle defending himself, but unfortunately failing. Against multiple members of the 6TE Guard. They're now going in, attacking the Brits as they're coming off of the beach. Nice stab by Consuelas there. And let's see, he's battling up against the other line troopers. Could this... Oh dear, poor Lappen. Poor Lappen catching a bullet there from Rocking. And you can see these guys here just sneaking round the corner, doing their best to defend this mortar pit on the right-hand side. Now, moving over the central mortar pit. Hello, central mortar pit, fellows. So who's that? There's Banana, the mortar sniper himself. There's the eyes of a stone cold killer. And as you can see, look at that. It's hitting his range beautifully. And now we have more Brits attacking the leftmost mortar pit, which unfortunately is not as well defended. So here is Joker and Mash and Crazy Wolf. They are doing their best to defend that. And there's Barlin Kraut. So you can now see more members of the Prussians moving over to support this left-hand area. But unfortunately, members of the 6TE Guard did not make it that far, as they were intercepted by a cannonball. Bullet and Blizzard and Matthias taking out multiple members of the 10IR as well. Stabby goodness occurring around the back of the number 3 mortar pit on the far left-hand side. And let's see, successfully defended by the 6TE Guard under the command of Lieutenant Kremen. So, they return in order to be able to shoot, obviously, to that area. Now, a lot of the fire seems to, oh dear, seems to be pouring onto this rightmost pit. And you can see, these are the guys who are really struggling because of the sheer firepower coming in from the cannons. They've got the mortar pit, and this is where most of the Brits are focusing their attention. However, remember the 6TE Guard are doing their best to defend. Stand up, shoot, and miss. Whoops-a-daisy. So there's Ty Burtley deciding to cheese it in the opposite direction. Operation Leg It. And you can now see them trying to defend. Now the trouble is, this is the opportunity that a cannoneer is looking for. All lined up against the wall. One cannon comes through, clipping slightly, and everyone's history. So, oh dear, poor old Mr. Packman musician is no more. More Brits come charging in, right-hand side. As you can see, oh my goodness, look, it's a commanding officer on a horse. Field Marshal Ben from the NR-59. This has got to be the most random horse riding ever in the history of the universe. Complete with what looked to be a shotgun, but never mind. He's like, form on me, because I'm not at all obvious on a horse. So, the most ridiculous horse ever. Look at that. So, let's see what happened. There we go, he's dismounted from his horse. So, Field Marshal Ben is in there. Looks like, is he going to assassinate his horse? No, he's going to keep his horse there for emergencies. Because you always need an emergency horse. Never, never, ever go out without an emergency horse. As we follow the Prussians. Well, some of them anyway. Lieutenant Kremen moving back to the main flag area in order to defend the likes of Jobor and, of course, the evil banana. So you can see here Vorpost also doing his best to defend. Oh! Oh, all of the DL3 taken out with one cannonball, courtesy of the enemy artillery. That's unfortunate. That really is. This is what you got to watch out for. Grimaldus also in there. And let's see, have they got this rightmost mortar pit? It's looking pretty good. The commanding officer is dead. It's kind of slightly ironic that the commanding officer's horse has survived, but the commanding officer hasn't. So, yeah, somewhat amusing. To me, anyway. So you can see now they're moving up with yet more Brits coming in off of the boat. There's Prozac also catching a bullet. There's Kola. Look, it's a boat with a horse on. Horsey boats. We like horsey boats. So completely ridiculous, but very good. And you can also see here the 18TS. There is, of course, Rainbow George. And he's going to drown. Oh, dear. Yeah, he managed to make a breath, but the trouble is he's now lost all his cartridges. So, poor old Rainbow George. Oh, look at that. Beautifully timed from Jobor there, trying to take them out. Unfortunately, all the troops had left there. But the Brits come charging up the beach. And essentially what's going to happen... Look at that! Oh, wow! That was fantastic. Matthias taking out multiple members of the 6TE. Lovely stuff indeed. As we're now watching the Prussians doing their best to... Oh, no! The banana has been assassinated. Oh, look, he's at one with his mortar. He died with his arms around his mortar. Poor banana. This is why you don't mess with bananas in war. It's just... They may be yellow, but they are evil. All bananas are evil. It's all that potassium. Just affects the way their brains work. So you can see here, who's this fellow? Oberst Blücher again. The centre of attention. Form on me! Or on my corpse. But never mind. So poor old Blücher there. Unfortunately unsuccessful, but... Let's see who's back here. So there's Major McConnell. Now the trouble is, obviously, they get Brits up here. They stand up here, go, hello, and then shoot their opposing number in the face. So there is a certain amount of, risk. As Assassin gets sniped by Dawn. So Banana is back in place. Oh, lovely shot there. And, quiet over on this one. See, these guys must be like Billy No Mates. Oh, look at all these weapons all lined up beautifully. So they've got a pick of all the weapons that they want. That is efficiency at its best. Look at that. It's like, now, I wonder if I'll shoot with them that one, or that one, or that one, or that one, or that one. But the trouble is, by the time you've actually made a decision, they've already stabbed you in the face. So, you know, efficiency is all very well, but time is also of the essence. So... Barlingkraut there. I nearly said Berlingkraut, so my apologies there to everyone. Oh, Field Marshal Ben has been shot off his horse, no doubt. If his horse has survived again, I'm going to laugh. I'm sorry. Unless he assassinated his horse before arriving. So let's go and see. Let us check the status of the Field Marshal's horse. Well, it appears that the Field Marshal's horse has not survived. So you can see fire coming in. There we go. They're now all over that central mortar pit. And the Prussians have defended it. And we shall move on to the next round. Well, now the sides have been swapped round. Now, obviously, this is the fort, except it's being defended by these guys. So the Brits are now defending the fort against the Prussians. So here are the likes of Matthias and Dawn and Llama. And over here is Bullet. So these guys obviously all dealing with that. And we've got, of course, the commanding officer wandering around on his random horse. I wonder if his horse is actually called Random. That would be kind of good. Field Marshal Ben from the NR-59. Looking resplendent and waiting to catch a cannonball with his face. So, now this is quite interesting because the advantage you've got here is you've got Jaegers, or the equivalent of Jaegers, the riflemen, the Baker riflemen, ouch, over here. And they have the advantage of additional range. So, let's make our way down this defensive entrenchment. As you can see. All the... Okay. As you can see, the cannonballs there, as expected before, don't offer a huge amount of cover to the enemy or to the defending forces, but to be honest, any cover is better than no cover whatsoever. So you can see them as we're making our way down here. And tail lane Charlie is Spaskopf. And let's have a look over on the leftmost mortar pit. Blizzard is in there. And Bixie Vorscht. I do apologise if I'm speaking your names wrong. I don't speak German, unfortunately. So, I'm not sure the pronunciation. As a lovely shot from the assassin comes flying in. More cannon, but look at all this. So many cannonball fire. Oh, mortar fire. Look at these poor sods here. The IR-21 FER are currently the centre of attention. As you can see there, fire coming in. Let's see what's going on. The Prussians now moving up the beach, trying to make use of the defences. As you can see, there's Kunswal there. Now, I have to say, they aren't really renowned for stopping bullets, generally. But we'll have to wait and see how they get on. So, we're looking at Becker. Now, there's Schultz there, who was trying to make his way up to the fort area, but unfortunately didn't get very far. So, the defending forces, we are now observing, looking at the central mortar pit. Not a lot of defenders, just mortar and aficionados. Ah, we are looking at a bit of fifage occurring by Lafloche, Sergeant Extraordinaire, and Pfeiffer. So he's in with his battle fife, ready to flute the bastards to death. And, there we go. So he's parked his horse. Now, obviously, we've got to check to make sure there's no lines on the ground, just in case he gets his horse clamped in the middle of the battle. That would be slightly unfortunate. So, you can see here, additional fire. Whoops-a-daisy. And Field Marshal Ben. And he then... Oh, dear, that's brilliant. Oh, poor Field Marshal Ben. Oh, dear, that was so unfortunate. And it's not funny and we're not laughing. Never mind. Anyway. There we go. Flutage extraordinaire. So you can see here. Oh, no. Tizzy just killed one of his commanders. Oh, look at that. More fire coming in as the Prussians are charging up the beach here towards the enemy defenders. The Brits then starting to pour out of this trench area as they're coming under fire, shooting as they come in. Look at that. Oh, that's brutal. Look at that indeed. And you've then got the riflemen over on the far left with their accurate rifles who are trying... Oh, look at that. Oh, goodness me. It looks like... it's Field Marshal Ben in to support his team. Hopefully not with a cannonball to the face. Oh, he's gone in for attempted kill here. Oh, his nice block there. Takes out the knees, if he can, of his enemy. Oh, and a lovely kill there. So Field Marshal Ben now, Son's horse, which I believe is parked in the... Nope, not parked at all. So, LaFloche, no, they've killed the Fifer. Oh, poor LaFloche. And let's see, let's move down amongst the wreckage. As you can see them now moving over. So we're going to have a look at the cannoneers in a second. Here we go. So we're making our way down onto the beach here. Make a fly past this boat of Prussians. Jaegers, in fact. Look at that. Complete with their accurate rifles. And Oberst Tim, who is currently floating around like a turd in a swimming pool. But never mind. Aha! Look at this. The torpedo heads are attacking. Complete with their... Yeah, I'm not sure if Cannondale's having a Titanic moment. My heart will... I was about to say, my heart will go on, but his heart is not going on anymore. Oh, the commentator's curse. Observer mode curse for the win. We love it. So you can see here, there's Oberst Tim in his cannon. Emily also in his cannon. Major McConnor in his cannon. Joe Bohr in his cannon. Mashk using his high explosive cannon. And there's Bert Barlingkraut. Did it again. Barlingkraut. And over on the other side, we have the assassin. And we have, of course, the evil battle banana. And over here, we have Crazy Wolf and Joker. So, let's move in, as it looks like they seem to be attacking the left the most out of everything. Now, I'm surprised by that, because when you look at it, it does have that barricade on the left-hand side. Look at all that fire coming in. The barricade on the left, which gives them additional cover. Look at that. Whoops-a-daisy. Matthias there with a team kill onto some of the Brits. Very unfortunate. As you've now got loads of Brits pouring up on the left-hand side. Let's watch the commanding officer. He's dealing with an enemy. There we go. Nice stab into the testicles there. As you can see, more defenders defending his mortar pit against the attack of the Prussian forces. So... looks like that Prussian attack has been dealt with. The Brits have beaten them back. The Prussians have stalled on the beach. And you can see one of the Jaegers... okay, maybe not. Making their way out. And you can see here Kat, who is trying to get up the beach, but making use of the barricades. But unfortunately, they don't really barricade a lot of bullets, as you can see. Ooh, that's painful. That's very painful. And you can see them slowly making their way up as the Brits are forming a pretty offensive defense on this right-hand mortar pit. So I think it's fair to say they might have more success if they actually focus their attacks on the farther mortar pit, which pretty much has not come under any kind of serious attack. So you can see here, there are a couple of the 6TS KBR-1Bs in here. And these guys are dealing with this. Oh dear, they're dealing with anti-infantry there. There we go, let's see what's going on. Let's see who this man is. That's Fabak in there trying to deal with multiple members of the Prussian forces. Austrians. No. And then now they have taken this. So the thing is, what they need to do is they need to get, I would say, Prussian reinforcements into this area. And Field Marshal Ben captures a cannonball with his face again to defend, because that is probably their best location that they've got at the moment. Now the trouble is they don't have any reinforcements in that area, and you can see more attacking going off on the left hand side. There is nobody coming to assist the right hand side, and this is the weaker area of the two. So you can see here, there we go, the Prussian defences of this mortar pit are now down. And now the mortars are back in position with the likes of Bullet and Blizzard. So let's see. As the Brits now move back towards the central flag, as the Prussians have noticed this sudden movement of troops, and are flooding the central flag. Look at that, flooding the central flag with people. But the Brits have also noticed that, and it's become a massive massacre right in the middle, a huge murder fest, as you can see. But I think it's sheer weight of numbers. The Brits may have it. Look, even the drummers are getting involved. Look at that, bit of drumming going on and a bit of stabbing. So you can see them. There we go, fire coming in. Poor old Escaflowne is no more. Nice drummer kill there. And, oh no, the drummer's down. Poor old Heck. So, more... a drive-by by the Field Marshal. Oh, there we go. He's holding up the flag. Oh, Field Marshal Ben, you nutter. So, we're just waiting for Field Marshal Ben to die, as we know it's going to happen. So he's celebrating, but very soon he's going to capture that cannonball. Because it's what commanding officers do. So, look, they're back again. Oh, look at that. The 2nd KDG, along with their colonel. Oh, look at that. That was so lucky. They both missed each other. And these guys missed each other as well. So we're talking about a bit of stabby goodness going on any second. Oh, look at that. So you can see another member, one of the commanding officers out there as well. There's Kremen in there as well, trying to deal with the enemy who are attacking this mortar pit. As Banana killing yet more members. Again, let's see what's going on as this mortar pit. This is really the focus of the attack, I would say. But, oh dear, that was a bit harsh. The focus of the attack by the Prussians, as you can see. So, here we go. Oh, he hit him. And now he's cheesing it. So, here is the spawn area for the Brits, all popping back in. Let's see. And a cannonball missing Gandalf by only a centimetre or two. As loads of Prussians come storming up the beach. Okay, maybe less. 2 less, I should say. Storming up the beach. And as you can see, and bear in mind that this is not like World War II. This is like limited fire available. The timing of the fire. None of this machine gun stuff. So, technically speaking, it is really easier than it would have been in World War II. But doesn't make it any less difficult to run through lines of fire and bullets and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's Lord Expam, the 10 IR, trying to deal with a commanding officer and get stabbed for his trouble. And then, and then poor old Lorenzi gets shot in the back. So you can now see these guys really determined to defend this area. The Prussians doing the best job they can. Let's see who that is. That's Blizzard trying to get back to his mortar, but unfortunately the Prussians have denied that mortar for them. And Banana, look at that, Dawn killing Banana with a lovely mortar. So Banana has been successfully peeled, and you can see additional defences from the Brits, along with, of course, Field Marshal Ben in with Captain Alba. So he's getting in with his forces there. 18TS, there's Blazeraid, who appears to be keen on punching people. So there we go, taking pot shots at the incoming Prussians here, making their way up. Ooh. And Jeff Becker, there you go, shooting a guy and then coming a cropper as a result. So you can see here, there's Grenadier Pab. More fire coming into the Brits here. Oh dear, Pab's about to have a bad day. Let's see how he gets on. Nice blocking there by the Brits. Unfortunately, he's been snuck on by a few of the light. Oh, there we go. Another quick stab in there. And unfortunately, he is down. So poor old Pab. Or Pab, I should say. Oh, who's this? Heck. Burgeoning his troops' morale with fine drumming. So, let's just see. Lorenzi there, catching a cannonball again. Goodness me, he's not doing well today. Just a real talent. I think it's going up against the Banana. The Battle Banana himself. That's the problem he's going to have. So, you can now see huge amount of movement by the Brits over to this mortar pit. They've obviously made a decision that they've got to deal with this mortar pit over on the far left-hand side, being defended by increasing numbers of Prussians. And now, here comes increasing numbers of British. Sneaking over the top and taking pot shots at the enemy. Any minute now, it's all going to kick off. As commander versus commander. Oh, lovely slice there by Kyuzo, I think that was. Let's see if that was him. No, it's Zeroim. So he's picking up one of those guns. And, yep, he's leading his guys over to the middle trench. Now, you can see at the same time, these guys are now flooding that left-hand trench and going for the middle. Now, obviously, as the defenders, they have a limited number of lives. So once they hit, I think, 5 or 6, they cannot spawn again. So these guys here who are attacking have unlimited numbers. And so... Oh, look at that. That was so close. That was they were protected by that earth mount there and that earthenworks there. So very lucky for them. Now, there's Matthias. There was Matthias, as Mash unfortunately kills a few members of his team with that mortar as he was attempting to drop something into the mortar pit here. So here are the Prussians now on the right-hand mortar pit, under attack by the likes of Field Marshal Lorenzi, going in with his sabre. He's doing his best. Look at him go. Fighting for survival. Lovely kill, sir. And a team kill to add to it. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff indeed. So let's see as we move in and watch the Brits make their way over to what will be the initial section of the fort here, the middle flag. And Joe Ball there taking out multiple members, including poor old Blazeraid there. As you can see, smoke everywhere. And more cannonballs coming in. Emily taking out multiple members. As the Brits here, Captain Alba defending against a attack from a torpedo head. There's Kinnison. Oh, nice stab by Kinnison there, taking out his enemy. And it looks like they are now moving into this middle mortar pit. Oh, look at that. White Biscuit is no more. As now Sedman there, and let's see, that's Lorenzi also going in to try and deal. Oh, no, don't stab your commanding officer. Poor old Blazeraid again killed. Now, the trouble is, McConnor, they have found their range with the mortars now. So that means they're going to have problems here, because this is where they're going to be focusing all of their fire into this particular area. So that's going to be a problem for them. So they're putting up flags. That's, if anything, kind of saying, yeah, we're all over here, by the way, guys. Now, who's this drummer in the middle of the warfare? It's Heck, of course, doing his stalwart duty, gentlemen, as he's in there doing his thing to drum the enemy to death and to provide morale for his friends. As Rainbow George catches a cannonball there from Joe Ball, and then obviously you've got Banana taking out Cookie from the NR-51, or NR-59, my apologies. And you've then got more Prussians moving up. Here we go, look at this. Oh no, they've killed Heck. Poor old Heck. And you can see here, oh, he was just about to kill him, thought he was a Prussian, but it turned out he wasn't. So you can see now, 58 versus 16. This is not looking good for the Brits, but look at that time on the clock. This is the final push. This is their chance. Can they get that flag down in time? The Prussians are pushing in towards the flag with the last few minutes. You've also got commanding officers in there trying to do their thing. There's Lorenzi in there as the last bastion of defense. Kills the last Prussian. Oh, they might have held this. They might have held this. So there we go. Looks like Lorenzi's trying to deal with those guys up on the edge. And in comes Ben off the side, going in for a little bit of horse-related mass murder. There we go. So there's Bull in there as well. As you can see, there's mass push there. Lorenzi, unfortunately, getting stabbed as you've got more of the Brits trying to defend this area. Oh, how did he miss that? Blaze raid there, unfortunately dying to Kuzo. Oberst Tim also moving in. The Brits fighting to defend this central section. Can they do it in time? Standing up and firing. Oh, poor old recruit gladiator taken down. The trouble is these guys can stand behind here and then they take pot shots at the defending Brits. Assuming they actually hit them, of course. But yeah, it's still going on. It's still going on. White Biscuit there with a nice team kill. Oh, look at that. Field Marshal Ben in the battle. Oh, multiple kills by Field Marshal Ben. And the United... and the Brits defend the fort. And Field Marshal Ben gets shot right at the end. Wow. Poor Ben. Anyway, we'll be back with the next round. Final round, in fact. And so we return with the final round. And this will be the Brits yet again defending. So. Let's... okay. That didn't go so well. Dawn with a rather nice kill with the mortar. Yeah, that was a bit nasty. And Crazy Wolf also with a lovely nice kill as well. So, nasty goings on, artillery style. Those evil bastards with their artillery. Is that Heck again? It is. Good old Heck. So, here we go. Let's have a look at the farmost left mortar pit. There is Fabak, also in with Blizzard, and Bixie Wurst. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. Anyway. Recruiting is not allowed. Bad. So, anyway. Spaskopf. And the members of his 21 FER. As, oh dear, look out everyone. The Prussians are coming. The Prussians are charging up the beach with Lieutenant Cremon. Lieutenant Cremon charging up the beach and now charging back down the beach and charging back up the beach. So, indecisive Mr. Cremon here. Hurrah indeed, as they're now charging into the central area. Ah! There's Random the horse. With his owner, of course, Field Marshal Ben. And there goes Random the horse, and there goes Field Marshal Ben. Oh dear, poor Ben. Oh look, Bullet with multiple kills onto his enemy. Look at that. That's probably where that was. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. Beautiful shot by Bullet. Perfectly timed. Waited for the opportunity as to when his enemy were going to land and then dropped a mortar straight on the head. Which is all you can ask from an artilleryman. Now, a lot more defence in this particular area I notice here. There's Llama, obviously. And here's a White Biscuit in there doing his thing. And there, of course, is Ben. Complete on random. So Ben is doing his thing on random. And is in there trying to deal with those Prussians. There we go, a little bit of stabby goodness. So you can see them now. It looks like they're focusing most of their attention on the middle mortar pit. Kyuzo, unfortunately, they've got no defences here, which is interesting. They've got a few defences in this particular area. As poor old Grenadier Lares there is taken down. Oh, sorry, no, that was a team kill. So I'll say that's Sednan, maybe. I don't know, I'm not 100% certain. So you can now see the Brits respawning, moving back towards this defensive area. Look at all those boats. Look at all these Prussians pouring onto the beach. This is brilliant. Look, all keeping their heads down. What does this look from underneath? Can you actually see anything? All these bayonets sticking through the ground. Oh dear. The 10IR. Love it. I think it's brilliant. Nice one, guys. That has got to be the spikiest boat I've ever seen. But it makes sense. They're keeping their heads down to avoid the bullets. It's either that or they're doing an impression of an ostrich. Now, all that needs to happen is for a mortar to land right there. And, to be honest, they lucked out. So, good for the 10IR there. As they are now moving up onto the far... Oh, dear. There's Uncle Dane. Being taken down by cannon. Poor old musician, Mr. Pack. Oh, there's Toofer as well. And Darkia as well. Oh, dear. The poor 10IR. Suffering significant casualties on the charge up the beach. But they are now moving in towards this area here. And, oh, Rainbow George. Taken down with a stab to the thorax by Eric from the 10IR. So you can see now here the Prussians pushing in, trying to clear out as many of the Brits as they can. And, oh dear. So the Prussians being taken out now. Oh, goodness me, that was very lucky. Gandalf there, avoiding a cannon again. God, he's a lucky boy, isn't he? So you can see a little bit of... Oh, look at that. White Biscuit being taken out by Mosquito from the 6TE. Nice stab there. Oh, quick block. How long is he going to survive? Oh, nice stab. And he's going in. Let's see what's going on. Mosquito doing his best, but he's got to watch out from behind. Oh, he gets hit from behind. Nice turning stab. And Mosquito taking down one. Oh, but finally getting taken down by Blizzard. So, good play there by Mosquito, doing his best to deal with that particular area. The right-hand mortar pit under significant pressure from the Prussians. Das Brot is in there doing his thing. Oh, nice murder there. And here, of course, is the Field Marshal Ben on the soon-to-be deceased random horse. Oh, goodness me. So you can see here, Ben now riding random off into the background as he's in there trying to do his thing with his sword. And you've got Noswill in there as well, pushing pretty hard on this leftmost mortar pit. Or, well, left from their point of view, right from the British point of view. So, as you can see, they're doing their best to try and push back this attack by the Prussians, which is essentially what they've done. There's one, there we go, they're all down pretty much except for one or two. So, let's see how they're doing. Oh, that was pretty harsh. That was pretty nasty. As we are now looking, oh dear. The 10IR unfortunately being taken down there. More 10IR being taken down by Bixie as well. Let's see, landing on the beach here by the Prussians, making their way up. Who are these fine fellows? It is the 6TE Guard charging towards the enemy, dodging left and right, taking a moment to have a quick pot shot at the enemy. And the enemy, unfortunately, taking a pot shot back. Straight into poor old Kremen. So poor Kremen there, coming a cropper. As the torpedo heads charge into battle. Unfortunately, the withering fire from the enemy, all these Brits lined up here, is just taking out so many members of the Prussian forces that they're unable to do anything about it. Oh dear, oh this is not going to go well. Stuff's out. And he makes it, he survives, and is waiting to get shot. No, how has he not got shot yet? Oh, look at this man dodging, dodging, mad dodging skills going on, going in for a quick stab. Oh, he gets one. He gets another. Oh, Elt going clutch. Look at this. This is fantastic. Get him, Elt. Get him. Oh, poor old Elt. Taken down. Dear, oh dear. That was great play there by Elt. So, caught a couple of people unawares. Wonderful stuff. So now the Prussians. Human waves of Prussians moving in. You can see there a little bit of rifle butt action going on. And, there's Random the horse. Hello, Random. Parked rather badly, actually. So, he'll get clamped later. And we are now moving in to see what's going on as we're looking at, obviously, The Prussians, who are now down in this particular... Okay, maybe he's not. But now we're in this particular fortification. And the Brits are doing their best to take them out. Now, who's this? Blizzard. This Blizzard's doing great. Trying to take out this last remaining member. Oh, Blizzard. He's got to watch out. Does he go in for the final stab? Oh, he gets blocked again. Oh, Blizzard. No, quick stab. And the final kill. Lovely kill there by Blizzard. So you can see now more of the Prussians holding on to... They've just assassinated Random. Oh, poor old Random's been assassinated. But look out, because there are more Brits coming towards this far pit with the mortar. And what is about to be lots of Brits. There's Blizzard in. Oh, Blizzard in. No, oh, there we go. Stabby goodness from the British forces, recapturing that pit. And now the likes of Mosquito and his friend Bull are up against it, because they now have loads of Brits defending that pit. So, very unfortunate. But 7 minutes left on the clock. Still all to play for. Loads of Brits in this defensive fortification. Let's just fly over to the far pit here. Not many defenders, but a lot of attackers coming in a general direction of the Brits. Now, obviously, these Jaegers... Oh, nice shot there by Paul into poor musician Mr. Pack. Oh, the musicians never get any love. What's that? Subso getting, unfortunately, stuck on one of the... Oh, no. So the colours have been dropped. Members of the 10th IR have been taken down. You've got Darkia in there as well. Let's see, there's Gem Phil as well. Look at them trying to deal with so many Brits. Just so many pointy things coming in their direction. Oh, cannonball. Look at that. Right in the middle. Oh, good stab by Phil there. He's now trying to defend himself against 2 troopers. Now about to be 3 troopers. Oh, takes down one of the riflemen. But unfortunately then gets taken out from multiple directions. Now, let's see. Metstram, he's surrendering. He's surrendering. No, it's a fake. It's a fake. He's faked them. Oh, he kills one. And he attacks the other. Let's see. Metstram, can he do it? He can't. Sorry, Metstram. Oh, dear. So, let's see what's going on as the Brits now fighting to defend this inner section here from the rampaging Prussians. So there's Field Marshal Lorenzi doing his thing. Hootsmon, Jings, Crivens and all that. As we are now watching in the central mortar pit where the flag is located. The Brits again. So there is Lieutenant Lama. Oh, look at those. Do you see all those cannons fire together? Wow. That was fantastic. Oh, look at that. Lovely fire coming in from Major McConnor. Explosive goodness. And you can see the Brits continuing to defend as the Prussians pour in on the right-hand side. Let's see. Like, over here! Over here! Come in this direction. So the 10 IR, they're making their way up. Oh dear, poor old Eric taken out. And you have Tonton from the 12E. Determined to defend against the... Okay, maybe not him. Oh, stab, sir. And Radetzky. Taking down Harlef, Grenadier of the 6TE. You can see they're holding on to the flags here. So this mortar pit currently unmanned, which is surprising. Could be that they've actually lost most of their artillerymen. Yeah, they've lost a few. We'll have to wait and see. Oh no, looks like they're spawning again. So there's Lama coming back in. And you can see now the Prussians charging up. And there's Kremenin. A bit of commander on commander action. Oh, there we go. Kremen successful thanks to the support of his teammates. Oh, round the corner and there's loads of people and they stab him straight in the chest. So, poor old Kremen. Poor Kremen. Loads of Prussians still coming in. Looks like the Brits now moving over. A combination of the riflemen. Oh, mortar goodness. Cannonball loveliness from Banana, of course. The evil Banana herself. So beware of the battle, Banana. So we are now looking at Lappen as well. Or at least not anymore. As more of the Prussians are taking down multiple members. There's Lorenzi being taken down, unfortunately. As you've now got more Brits spawning, trying to deal with this sudden outbreak of Prussians, who are all standing behind this wall, standing up, and then shooting at the enemy. Oh! Llama with a nice kill there onto Lord XP, but unfortunately taking down one of his friends. Now, let's see. Could this be that they were using that mortar to fire at the enemy? Which could be interesting, because technically speaking, what you could do is you could capture that mortar pit and use that mortar to fire into this one. And over on the far side, you could also capture this mortar pit and use it to fire mortars into that mortar pit. So it could turn out to be an absolute butchering. Ah, Lorenzi looking for a little bit of support as cannonball fire coming in, taking down Shearer. And White Biscuits, Rainbow George and Bixley being taken down by Major O'Connor with a lovely mortar explosion on the central pit. So good stuff indeed. That's what I love about this community is when you do a team kill, there's no bad feeling about it. I think it's like an apology. And, you know, no problem. So, you know, obviously a little bit of mocking may occur later on, but, you know, that's all part of the fun. Field Marshal Ben back in rifle form. Oh dear. So he's now in as an officer of the rifles, as opposed to with his horse Random. And loads of Prussians looking to get into this area. There we go. Oh, poor old Darkia. Not paying attention, gets shot from the side. And then Crazy Wolf returns the fire into poor old Montez 13. So, oh, McConnor! McConnor! You evil bastard. Look at that. Wow, great fire there by McConnor. He could not have timed that better. Lovely stuff indeed. And that's quite a few of the United Kingdom. They're down to 11. They're really not having a good time at the moment. And there's still 59 Prussians to come. And another explosion. Yet more mass murdering, and it looks like the Prussians may have actually got this. Let's see. There we have it, boys and girls. That has been it for this evening's siege. My thank you to the 18TS for their invitation to cast this. It has been very enjoyable. My thanks to all the regiments that have been involved. Thank you for making it an entertaining game, and we will see you again. Take care.